don't know the power of sci-fi radio.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We would be honored if you would join us.
All right, it's another Thursday night. Means another episode of Docking Bay 94, Season 14, Episode 3, on the 70th anniversary of Disneyland. Pretty cool stuff. Hey, everybody. I am Shawn Obi-Shawn Crosby.
This is Jeff Solo Donoho.
I'm Colleen Kaylee Crosby.
And thank you for joining us tonight. We are glad to have you all aboard. Yeah, that's nice. We Jeff and I went to Disneyland today, and we made it back just in time. So it works out pretty well. It's thought we'd kind of go wander around the park and see what kind of birthday stuff they were up to. It wasn't too bad.
So you had fun?
Yeah. I mean, we had fun. So the thing that was really interesting, the park opened at 8, but they let people in early. And so the cast members got there at 4 in the morning.
It was earlier than 4.
But that's like when stuff started.
Oh, okay.
And so like at 4 in the morning, they like launched a hot air balloon from Disneyland. They took a giant group picture. Bob Iger rang in the stock exchange in New York at like 6:30. It was really kind of interesting. In fact, let me dig up a picture real quick that Kit posted where they did the ringing in, because I thought this was kind of fascinating. Hang on. Let me get into here. So one of the things that's kind of weird about this sort of ringing in thing is that it's a tradition for companies to do it and organizations to do it. But one of the things that's sort of really funny to me is that Disney is always in trouble for like looking like they're money over guests.
And so why did they choose the stock market?
Today. Yeah, like today of all day. It's the 70th anniversary of Disneyland. So they open the stock market, right? Uh-huh. And it's crazy. And here we go. So here's the picture for you guys on video. I will explain this for you guys over at sci-fi.radio who are tuned in.
Are we really on? Because we don't have any listeners yet.
We should be. We're supposed to be. We're streaming.
Yeah. Okay.
And
cool. Nobody's.
But no one's in the chat. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So here you go. Here's a picture of them ringing in the stock market. Now you'll notice that the bell they're using is not a stock market bell.
It's a train bell, isn't it?
It is a bell from the train. Yeah. So I don't know if this is like an extra. Because at first I saw it, I thought, did that come from the fire truck? Because that would have been easy to get. But then it it struck me as being from the train, and so they mounted it on this little platform and they rang their way in, and it was fine. But optically speaking, it was weird because if you're a Disney shareholder, and I guess Colleen and I are, we have like 3 shares.
We do.
And someone I was talking to about this went and bought a share while I was talking to her today, which was really funny because I mentioned that you had bought shares and you were disappointed that we didn't get a cool piece of art for the stock certificate.
I didn't realize, I went through the way that you would buy it if you were an investor as opposed to a fan, which I really should have gone the fan route, which for an extra charge, they give you a decorative stock certificate, but I didn't realize that until too late.
Well, I mean, we can always try to dig one of those up a little later.
I believe that Shawn could just create one because we do own the 3 shares.
Well, and the chances are good that I already have photographs of old school stock certificates, because one of the things about the old Disney stock certificates is it had characters on it and stuff. So it's like Snow White and the Seven Dwarves are on your stock certificate. So it was like kind of a big deal. Anyway, so optically speaking, though, this looked a little weird because Disney, right now especially, has been getting slammed about how they don't do their guests well. They're not being proper to their guests, and this largely is showing itself in the way that the Magic Keys, formerly annual passports, have gone up. And so, like for a top of the line annual passport, it's $1,750. That's a lot of money. That's like a used car, right there.
Yeah.
So that's some teenager's first car.
But pretty much.
So anyway, this was kind of strange. There were, of course, other things going on. They did a beautiful flag raising ceremony, which was really neat.
Did you get to see the flag raising ceremony?
No, because this was all like
this was during the
really,
cast member only.
really early.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, they let people in, and I don't know if it was all cast members or they let regular people in before 8. I didn't get a ruling on that from some cast members who were there early. They didn't tell me.
And I'd like to say hi to Don, who's sad that he wasn't able to be at the 70th. And hey to Kelly and Laura and Chris.
Great. Yeah, I was hoping that we would see Dawn there. And I saw Pamela and Paula were there, super nice ladies. And I was talking to them when Jeff made it. And so, yeah, it was pretty neat, kind of acknowledgement of the whole 70th thing. It's a pretty good milestone for sure. And what was certainly called Disney's Folly when it started has obviously become a big business. Yeah. They did take a cast member picture. That's the thing I'm showing right now. And so these are all the cast members at Disneyland who were able to get there early in the morning. Jeff works there. He didn't go. He is not in the picture. No, but our friend Tedo is there. He's one of our Ghostbusters guys.
Yeah.
And he, let me see if I can zoom in here, because I bet I can pick him out, because he's like right behind Bob Iger. No, I've completely found him. I just don't know how to show you guys. I'm going to totally zoom in here.
What color is his shirt?
You can't see his shirt. You just see his head. All right, so I'm zooming in.
How far back?
So there is a guy. He is, I'm putting him dead center in the middle of the screen. Big, giant, open mouth smile. He's got a blue shirt on. You can see just a tiny bit of it. He's next to a guy with mouse ears on. Anyway, he's one of our Ghostbusters guys. He works for PhotoPass, which is why he's got that bright blue shirt on. And it's
I see him.
It's hysterical that he's there. It's like, we can find him. We know where he is. Somewhere in there is our friend Roberta. She's still at Disneyland. She's there all night, and she got there really early. They had countdown clocks everywhere.
She was there at like 3:45.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah,
so,
in the morning.
Yeah, craziness.
So anyway, yeah, this was quite a thing, and it was fun. So because I got back kind of late, I didn't get the pictures offloaded that I wanted to get offloaded. Let me see if I can grab them a little bit. But Jeff.
Oh, from the PhotoPass.
Yeah, there's some PhotoPass pictures, and there's some like around the park pictures, and I'm sort of grabbing them right now. And it was very festive. It was very busy. Everybody was after the collectibles. To be sure, there was like an absolutely huge group of people trying to get their hands on anything that had a really great thing. So they did give you a map they used to do, Disneyland did back in the day, they used to print maps almost on a daily basis and go, these are the shows, these are the whatever. So we got this one today, which was dated, for the day, which was pretty cool. And it's got this sort of old school picture of Walt and Mickey in the fire truck, which was like one of Walt's favorite rides there. And then they gave you, what's going on in the park. So, the usual kind of map thing. And then Colleen got a better read at it than I did. I just kind of looked at it pretty quickly. But she told me that this map inside here is was done for
The Disneyland television
the Disneyland TV show. And so Harrison Ellenshaw, in case you don't know who he is, he's a matte painter who did a lot of paintings for a lot of Disney movies and things. I think just about the last project he worked on was like The Black Hole or something like that. He had a long history doing this stuff. And so, yeah, it's really interesting. And then down at the bottom here, they did a neat thing where they showed you, let's see if I can line it up properly, which of these rides were in the park in 1955, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that are still there.
I feel like slightly disappointed that they didn't just print the first map that they handed out to people. Although I'm guessing with all the other things that they weren't able to do by opening day, they weren't giving out maps on opening day. And so that's probably why they opted for something that people had seen at that point.
Well, but I mean, certainly there were 55 things. And in fact, one of the things that I got, let me see. What did I do with these things when I came in here? Here we go.
Peter Ellenshaw, wasn't his son the artist, one of the matte artists for Star Wars?
There's Peter Ellenshaw and Harrison Ellenshaw. I think Harrison is the dad and Peter is the son. But yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Right. So one of the things that they've been doing for the 70th anniversary is they have these little magic band things that if you go touch a sensor with your magic band, you get a bunch of tickets. And they have tickets for like the Mark Twain, which is really, cool, and it plays a little steamboat sound and things. They have them for the Golden Horseshoe Review, which is fun. The Disneyland Railroad has one. This is why they don't have one, Jeff, over at Main Street. Because,
what are these things?
Because
tickets?
These are tickets that your magic band gets you.
Oh.
And so if
I understand.
Right. And if you go to see the theater on Main Street, the cinema, you get this. And so this is advertising a movie called A New Verse. And the New Verse is something that the Sherman brothers wrote. Robert, I think, specifically wrote an ending for It's a Small World before he passed away. Both the Sherman brothers had passed away, and they wrote this this thing. And so, if you go to the cinema, let me see if I can get this up for you.
While you're looking for that, hi to Vicky, hi to Thomas, and let's see if. Hi to Talonthorn, and that's it.
Cool. Hey, guys.
And Lori on YouTube.
Oh, I'm not on YouTube. That's a problem.
So the Main Street Cinema is showing this little short film in all like 5 or 6 positions around the theater. I think there's 7 positions. You walk. There's 8 slots. You walk in through one. There's one against the far wall, and then 3 on the left and 3 on the right are each showing you a short. And so it's really kind of interesting. And they focus on the Sherman brothers and do a nice little sort of memorial and talk about the new lyrics that they wrote, which is really fun. And it's a whole little dedication. It's really kind of sweet. And of course, they have a in memory of for the Sherman brothers.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was great. Oh, I talked about the train bell earlier. There you go. You can see it where it lives on the train. That's one of the train bells.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, so we got to see a pretty fair amount of cool stuff. The big three things to see today were this Robert Richard Sherman piece. So we did that. The
Yeah.
that was free. You could just like walk in, and there was surprisingly no line.
Oh yeah.
I went in there like 2-3 times. A piece of cake, just like, and in fact, there's a raised section of it, and so you walk right in. You go up on the raised section when there aren't any people. You get a perfect view. It was terrific. So we did that.
Yeah.
And then
Much better.
Jeff and I took some pictures from PhotoPass, and I'll see if I can dig those up.
Oh yeah. Oh boy. Yep. Oh, we got him. Yeah.
Yeah, and because I know we got them on our phone, but I'm pretty sure I can look them up on here. View your photos. If I can figure that out. So yeah, so we did that. Got like pictures with the people that we were talking to, and then. Got some just like the two of us, and I got one just by myself because that's how I roll. Let's see my photos. Here we go. So the big thing to get to was the Magical Life of Walt Disney, which is a new show in the Opera House where Mr. Lincoln usually is. And the difficulty with that is that you had to have a reservation for that show. And so on the way in, I watched my clock hit 7 on my phone. I hit the button instantly, and I got nowhere. So that didn't happen at all, which was a bummer. And then I did it while we were at the park. We had to get Jeff added to my phone, which was complicated. We had to go to City Hall for that. And
weird.
We we went to get a reservation, and we got one like right away, which was really terrific. So, all right, so here's Jeff and I being dorks at the park. She cut our feet off for some reason. But
That's violent.
I know,
Yeah,
it's terrible, right? But
Vicious people there, sometimes.
I know, just awful. Oop, that's lightsaber stuff. I got to go the other way. So yeah, so we took a few together, which was fun. It was kind of. She's like, "Hold on to your hats." I'm like, "Okay." It's very strange little poses, and then I took a couple, just me, because I'm a big dork. So that's it. I don't know why I'm holding my glasses. Probably
because you had already held on to your hat and you didn't want to hold on to your butt.
Well, and my glasses got broken last week at Disneyland, so it was kind of weirdly appropriate. She's just like, "Hey, you should do that." That was her idea, was to hold on to the glasses.
Yeah.
So this Walt Disney thing.
She wasn't a German scientist.
She was not a German scientist. This Walt Disney thing was actually pretty good, and allow me to fire up my little photo viewer here. There we go. And while we were in line, I got a pretty good look at Lillian Disney's new window that they put in for her. It's over where the showcase store is. It's in between the showcase store and the sort of blank livery stables building that they do character photographs in front of. So when you first walk in to Disneyland, it's straight in front of you. So you walk past the Opera House, it's like right there. And so it says Lily's Bountiful Blooms, Flowers and Fancies, Lillian Bounds Disney inspiring worlds of color and happiness. So that's that. It's a little hard to read, but it's still appropriate for all of that. Once inside the Opera House, which took us quite a while to get to, by the way, we just made our reservation.
That was a long line.
It was a long line. It snaked back and forth in front of the Opera House, across the street, up into the backstage area where they let you walk past the parade. There's like a corridor that's all blocked off. It lets you go sort of like a speed run from the bottom of Main Street to the top of Main Street during parades. They like looped you up and around through the first corner and then back. It was nuts. It was really nuts. And it was hot. Everybody was dying. And then we got into the Opera House, and we were shivering because the AC is always so high in there. It was nuts. You might...
It was a little mite chilly.
Right. You might know that Walt Disney had an apartment that he used to stay in above the firehouse in Main Street, which is near the Emporium. And you can go into the ground floor of the firehouse, but up above is this apartment that for quite a while was decorated by Walt. And so all of this furniture is from that apartment. And you can go into the apartment now and tour it, but none of the furniture in there is original. And that's because I think Lillian got upset that one of the family members got fired from the board and from the park. And so she came in and she took everything. And then she gave it to the Disney Family Museum. And so the Disney Family Museum very kindly shipped all of this down, and they recreated this part of the apartment. The window that you see with the lamp in it would be the window facing Disneyland, Main Street, and the flag court and all of that. And
is this in the Opera House?
This is in the Opera House.
Okay.
And so there's a big glass window display that they've had a map of Disneyland in there. They've had a model of the multiplane camera. They've done all sorts of really interesting things in there as a display. And so you can see reflections in the glass here because it's all covered with glass. And so that lamp, there was a lamp they used to keep lit in the window, like for Walt. And there's always one there now above the firehouse, but it's this big, very modern looking thing. But all of these furnitures are the original furnishings from back in the day, back when Walt used to sleep on site, which is interesting that they brought those in.
It's pretty cool.
So the Disney Family Museum was really helping out with a lot of stuff. There are these big boards set up everywhere that have different concept art posted to them from various lands. And so there's a big sign up above them. And I haven't edited these pictures. I'm sorry for that if you see duplicates. And so, Frontierlands got its own board. Adventureland's got its own board. Mm-hmm. And so these banners hang above it so you know exactly what you're looking at, which is cool.
Yep.
And then the
Tomorrowland, so on.
The old Disney Gallery sign is now there for this Disney Gallery, and it's really fun. They've got all these Mary Blair murals and stuff. The House of Tomorrow, all of the neat stuff that we kind of grew up with that has gone by the wayside now. You can have a bit of a retrospective of all of this stuff, and I don't know who that guy is. There we go. All this cool Tomorrowland stuff. And apparently there were influencers everywhere. There were a bunch of people with big badges that were there, and they were all in the way.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right. And so, so all sorts of really tremendous stuff. That usually the kind of stuff you only see when it comes up for auction or whatever. And I don't think these are particularly old hats. They just whoops, whoa, wah. had a cool thing. Anyway, there's lots of these different boards, front and back, stuff on the walls, including some of the like original ideas for how they were going to plan out the park, what Walt thought he needed, stuff to scale. And you can kind of see how the park ideas changed over years. I'm going to go back and do more of a heavy-duty retrospective of this when they take off the reservation restrictions, because we really didn't have much time in here. This was me flying through here and grabbing as many pictures as I possibly could, because they shuffled us. We were at the end of the line, and they shuffled us into the room very quickly. I tried to get some pretty good pictures of the Walt animatronic, and honestly, I think he looked pretty good in person, a little bit better than the pictures that we've seen. He was fairly convincing, probably about as much as Mr. Lincoln is, but a lot of people are complaining that his face is just a little bit too wide, and I don't know if this is true or not, but this is based on the A1000 animatronic body. And most of the A1000 animatronics are usually cartoon figures. And so we had Belle, we had Tiana, we've had Elsa and Anna. We've had all sorts of like sort of cartoon people done on this, and not so much humans. And I feel like the skull itself might just be a bit wider than a normal skull. Because if you look at if you look at Anna, you look at Elsa, you look at those characters, they all have kind of like wide, round heads, and so I'm wondering if that might not be part of the problem. I think if you look at the current additions to the Hall of Presidents in Florida, they have a similar problem, and have for a few years. And I feel like that might be like the sculpt may have been perfect, and then they put it on, and it didn't look right. They had that problem with their Donald Trump animatronics, where first it actually looked more like Hillary Clinton than Donald Trump, which they have since fixed. It took them in this current re-up. They kind of went back and redid his face, I guess, and it looks. But they're all very wide, and I find that kind of interesting.
I mean, I think Hondo was one of those, though.
Yeah, but Hondo's an alien, and his face is wide too.
I suppose.
So, and like aliens, you're not sitting there looking at the face going, "Hey." So this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the presentation. They showed a lot of history of Walt, and they told it from his own words. They used audio clips of interviews with him to tell the entire story, which was really terrific. He talked about his family and growing up and the business problems he had, the ups and downs of the Disney studio. And then eventually the curtains part, the screen goes up, and then you see Walt's office. And it was pretty great. There were a couple of problems with it that I had, which one of was there was a very tall guy in front of me, which is always a bummer.
That's usually me.
I know it's but you weren't there.
I wasn't there, so it fell on you.
So it was me.
Okay, got it.
And so that was a drag. And then the other problem was when they cut from the main movie to, presentation to the animatronic presentation, some woman was on the phone in the theater. And so this part got really quiet because it went from being surround sound to just hearing sound come from the Walt animatronic. And that was when the woman's like, "Oh, I'm just sitting in this Disney thing, watching this thing." La, 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 la.
She really is annoying.
God, it was awful. It was really terrible.
I had to take my headphones out. It was so annoying.
And everybody was so mad.
Here they're all quiet.
Anyway, I just took like a whole bunch of pictures to kind of get a vibe for him. He does look like a little Oliver Hardy. His face is a little wider than it should be, I think.
I guess.
But the motions were great, and this is the whole presentation with Guy's head in front of me. And so the screen
was,
behind was showing all sorts of neat Disney stuff while they had part of the office in there. So
It was good, well, convincing. I mean, well, for me, it was good because it wasn't really. I'm watching it. I'm going, oh, that's neat. It kind of looks a little off. But when it turned, and I could see more of the head turned more towards me, I was like, oh wow, that was like it looks like Walt. Really did.
right.
It's just like the side stuff and the quarter. When I couldn't see him full on, it was really kind of weird. But
Yeah, when he looked
that was
dead
really
on
good.
to you, it was pretty great, I thought. And
Yeah.
so, I'm pretty sold on it. I think it's great. And he's not a real human being. It's not like they defrosted his head and put it in there and did whatever. It's an artistic representation, and so I'm okay with that. And all told, the whole presentation was quite nice. So I mean, if you're on the fence, if you're on the fence at all, it's worth your time.
And how long is it open for? A year?
It's open forever.
Oh, okay.
But what's going to happen
Yeah.
is they're going to keep it Walt for a while, and then they're going to switch between Walt and Mr. Lincoln. And so at the front of, let me see if I can get to that. At the front of the Opera House, there is a poster out on the poster stand. Here it is. That has a thing that basically tells you what they're showing at the time. So this poster says dramatic presentations, Walt Disney: A Magical Life, shows today, and then it says great moments with Mr. Lincoln, no shows today. And so the whole thing is set up now on a revolve. And so
Neat.
all they have to do is rotate Walt out and Lincoln will be there. And they change the movie. And that's it. And it's back to being Mr. Lincoln, just the way we grew up with it. So they can, and I think, I was listening to somebody talk in line who's like, oh, they can do alternating shows. And in reality, what I think will happen is that they will do, the morning will be Walt and the afternoon will be Mr. Lincoln, or they'll like do it every couple of hours or something. Because I don't think it's really set to just flip quite that easily. I could be wrong. We certainly know Disney has a high level of technology, but it could be that easy. But I would expect them to do like a couple hour block of one show and then switch to the other one. But anyway,
It's like a 45.
yeah, I mean, it was really worthwhile. I really enjoyed it. It was more moving than I thought it would be, which is great. And, it's, I live in a world where a lot of people attack Disney all the time because they're mad at changes that Disney has made and et cetera and so forth. I'm not one of those people. I like Disney, but I'm not a Disney apologist about it. Like, I see their flaws and I will point them out. But it was nice to see something kind of very affirming for Walt, and to hear it in his own words, which was great. And like, not even the animatronic, it's all the interviews that they did, talking about where he was born, where he grew up, why he took jobs he did, when he was up in the chips, when he lost all his money, how he crawled back to do it. Really interesting. Really interesting. They did manage, and I don't know if they had to do some Photoshop work or there's I don't remember seeing one image of Walt with a cigarette, which he always had with him. So they might have kind of cleansed that a little bit. I know that they did in Saving Mr. Banks. They got rid of all the. I think there's one shot of Tom Hanks as Walt stubbing out a cigarette as somebody walked in the room, which was really funny. I did notice that when we saw the Sherman Brothers movie in the Main Street Cinema, they had kind of smoke in the room, which was very atmospheric and kind of funny, but made me think of all the kind of smoke that people used to do back then. Before we did this, though, Jeff and I went on Small World. What did you think of Small World, Jeff?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I liked the fact that they finally fixed the little face that's goes above where the clock chimes.
The
you know, it's the little
glockenspiel
that
face?
tilts back and forth. Yeah, or revolves or whatever you want to call it, rotates left and right, so to speak.
Yeah.
So that was nice to see that back functioning. And then the second thing is not really a ride feature, but it was nice to have air conditioning. But the final part, like the rest of the ride is just basically
The
Small
same.
World, like
Right.
you used to. Yeah, but the very end scene where they add the new lyrics and such, I liked the portion of it of the kids singing, that final lyric.
Yes.
It was kind of weird to hear the adult chorus part that they did.
Right,
And there
because
it was like, it's a small world. That was kind of odd.
there are no adults
'Cause it
pictured
should
in the
just be
scene.
kids.
Yeah. It's in the section of the
Yeah.
ride at the very, very end where kids from all around the world are represented. And instead of wearing their very colorful clothing, they're wearing sort of white representations of it. So the entire thing, it's like sort of this weird Disney doll heaven where everything's white and gold
Yeah.
and very sparkly. It matches the outside of It's a Small World quite well. But it's basically they pulled all the color out of it to show that everybody's the same. And the lyrics actually reinforce that now, the new lyrics. We read them on last week's show, I think. And it was I liked it, but yeah, you're right, Jeff, in that the adults added in was just a little weird. I think they were trying to make it sound bigger, so because it's like the end
Yes.
of the ride kind of a deal.
Yeah.
The new verse is this. It says, Mother Earth unites us in heart and mind, and the love we give makes us humankind. Through our vast, wondrous land, when we stand hand in hand, it's a small world after all. And, it was good. It's a very effective, and it's an interesting little change to it. And
Yeah. Because they could have easily just edited in that part of the singers that in the chorus originally into that and together, but they decided to re-record it.
I think it would have been harder to match. I think because you change rooms, I think it was better to just re-record the whole thing. So
Yeah, I guess so.
It's interesting that there's, you guys went to the opening today, July 17th, and July 17th was the day that, like, Walt dedicated it,
Yes.
and lots of people got to see Disneyland, but the official open to the public day was actually July 18th.
yeah. And I thought that was weird that they were celebrating it today instead of the 18th.
They've always celebrated it today, apparently. Like, they've always celebrated it as July 17th, even though all the other parks celebrate the actual day that the public could buy a ticket and walk in. But I think it's because Walt dedicated that plaque
Right.
that's above it's on the train arch as you walk into the park.
No, actually, that's a different plaque.
Oh, it is?
This is the one that
So-
is in the courtyard where the flag is.
Oh.
But the one above the arch is a little bit different.
Oh, okay. Well, at any rate, it's the day that Walt did that, and it's the day that, like, the movie cameras came in, and those images of, like, the children
the live
running
production.
across the gate and all
Right.
that stuff.
Well, those were
the drawbridge.
invited guests. It was televised. It was
Yeah.
it was like a pretty big deal. Ronald Reagan was there as a host. Art Linkletter was there as a host. Walt Disney was interviewed all over the place.
Yeah.
And that was the day that, like, everybody came dressed up because it was a big event. And so all the women had their high heel shoes sticking into the asphalt because it wasn't dry yet.
See, I thought everybody was just dressing like that to go to an amusement park in 1955.
No, I mean,
I'd like to see what the people wore on the second day.
they were dressed certainly better than we are, but they were more vacation. I mean, men were wearing pants and shirts but not ties.
And were women? Well,
wom-
I mean,
women
some
were in
wear high
dresses with
heels.
hats and
Yeah.
things. Yeah,
But
so-
I mean, I would imagine they were in dresses and tennis shoes, sort of a thing,
Right.
or Oxfords or something.
the sign that's on the train trestle that you walk under when you walk in says, "Here you leave today and enter the world of yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy." And those signs are still there. If you want to see Walt's dedication plaque, you have to hunt a little bit because it's across the street from the train station where the flag is, and it's a larger plaque that he sort of stood there and made his dedication, and then they honored it with the plaque. And but gosh, we heard 4 or 5 times today that dedication. They played it over loudspeakers. They sang "Happy Birthday."
Yes. Yeah, we were in line for Small World. Yeah.
Yeah, which was really funny. And it's really fun. I'm trying to call up the Walt Disney dedication plaque, and it's so funny because it keeps going to Walt Disney World, and there were a lot of people wearing Walt Disney World shirts, which I thought was very amusing. I'm like, you got the wrong park. So Walt Disney's dedication was this. It says, "Welcome. Disneyland is your land. Here age relives fond memories of the past, and here youth may savor the challenge and promise of the future. Disneyland is dedicated to the ideals, the dreams, and the hard facts that have created America, with the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world." And that hard facts has always been kind of a weird inclusion to me. The hard facts are, I guess, that we've had war and we've had stuff, and it's been crazy. But you're right, Colleen. That plaque has July 17th, 1955 on it, and it's at the foot of the flag.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I'm glad you guys were able to see it and had
Hi,
fun.
David.
Yeah, we had a really good time, and but yeah, I always think of the first day as the 18th myself, and so the 17th always confuses me a little bit, and
Yeah.
it was kind of weird.
Yeah. Hello to Eric as well. So Eric and David are watching as well.
Nice. Don said that he went for his second birthday 2 weeks after the park opened. That's pretty good. I didn't get there till 1971.
I don't know what year you went.
I think I got there in 1980, around there.
I was 4. We had taken a little bit of a trip out here to California. My mom was visiting her sister, and we went to Disneyland. And I wish I still had pictures.
I think I was like 9. Because it was around 1980, so I was probably like 9 years old, something like that.
9 is a good age, I think.
Yeah. I remember going on the Adventures Through Inner Space or whatever it's called. But yeah. Back then, I thought that was one of the coolest rides.
Yeah, it was definitely. I heard a lot of people mention it today as one of their favorite rides, and So when I first got to the park, I went to 216 Main Street, which is the porch. The porch used to be where the lingerie store was, technically a corsetry store, when the park opened in 1955. It only lasted for 6 months because one of the things Walt wanted Main Street to be, because you could just buy a ticket and go in and not do any rides, he wanted it to be a functional street. And so he had a lot of businesses in there. But I think even though they tried to sort of Disney up the corsetry store with an animatronic that talked about the history of corsetry, and they had these changing displays where you could you could look at one side and see the undergarments, and then you as you walked across it, you could see the full suit of clothing and how the undergarments fit within it. And this was all presented by the Wizard of Bras. And I think it freaked a lot of people out. The porch was there for men to sit out there because they were embarrassed. And so the porch is still there, even though it's now just a Disney souvenir store on the other side of the wall. And so I went there first. And Frank, who is sort of like the kind of the unofficial mayor of Disneyland, he's always there every day. He's always on the porch. He just kind of sits there and hangs out and greets people and says hi. And so talk to Frank for a little bit. I don't get to see Frank very often because I go in the afternoon, and Frank's out of there by noon.
Oh, wow.
But one of the things that we did, I mentioned the little cards that we did for the Magic Band. Jeff had an idea, and so these are the cards.
Yeah.
These are the cards that they're hanging out. Wait, that's not it. Where's me? Hold on. This is me. Okay. So these are the cards that they're handing out, which are pretty cool, and they're all 70th anniversary stuff. And if you, they're all the same unless you go to the Jungle Cruise, in which case every time you go to the Jungle Cruise, you can get one of 4 different ones that indicate a different boat group, like a different crew, which are kind of cool. But there's one of these in the Autopia area that doesn't give anything out. Like if you go into Fantasyland, there are some that do little animations and they're very cute, and you get something from it. The one in Autopia makes race car sounds, but you don't get anything from it. And so at Jeff's suggestion, I made these driver's licenses. And so I took a bunch of these with me today. Jeff's been handing them out to the people who work on the Autopia. I took some with me to show the people who are like super diehard Disney fans, because this is what you got in 1955. And this is what that thing should be handing out when you use your Magic Band. You should get one of these. Mm-hmm. And, you know, they have really modern ones you could put your picture on and something. But this is what you got. And this is like an exact replica of it. Like I went nuts on it. Yeah. And so they should hand these out, I think.
Yeah.
I think they really missed the boat on it. Totally. Not that, you know, they're not giving a bunch of cards and things anyway. But if they're going to give some cards and then not others, I think they should like all give cards. And the Autopia thing would have been really easy. Grief. There were so many different versions of these licenses. They could have done something.
No, yeah. I mean, all the I've been given, like I said, given to the people the ride. I've been giving them to the leads because I've got like 12 or so, and I felt that they'd be the best people to hand them out to start with, and then I'll go out from there.
Yeah.
At a later date. But everyone's loved them. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you know.
Well, and I gave one to the girl at the booth when I pulled into Mickey and Friends parking lot, because we were talking and she was all excited and it was the anniversary and she was very chipper and I'm like, are you a big Disney fan? And she's like, yes. And so I gave her one, and I gave Frank one, and Frank was like blown away. I'm like, dude, I just made it on my computer. Calm down. He was really excited.
Did he think it was an original or something?
No, I made sure he knew it was a replica. I'm like, I made this. This is just a copy. It's a replica, you know. But there is a distinct possibility that Frank had these when he was a kid, because he's old.
You never know.
Yeah, so he may have had these. And then there were other people on the porch who were like, well, where's ours? So I had to pass a few more out. And
was Frank the guy that was sitting on the edge of the porch in your picture?
No, that was a completely different guy. That was David Pickett. David Pickett, he leans over to me. He's like, did you do Renaissance Fair? I'm like, I did. He's like, I did Renaissance Fair, and my mother is this person, and we went through like his whole family history and his Renaissance Fair experience and what groups he was in, and all. It was very funny. And then the chair that I took over was Carrie was sitting there.
Like with pig's blood?
Kerry.
Oh, no.
Different Carrie.
Different Carrie.
And Carrie has worked for a very, very long time in the costume department at Disneyland. And so she was there just hanging out. And so we traded pictures back and forth on our phones of costumes we made.
Oh.
And whatnot. She loved, absolutely loved your historic dresses. I showed her the picture of Jeff and I as chimney sweeps, and it's you and Amy, or you and what's her name? I can't think of her name in it. So we Christine maybe, and so I showed her like pictures like that. She absolutely loved your dresses and stuff, and she really loved the mouse pad costume.
What dresses?
Your Dickens stuff you wear for Dickens.
Oh, okay.
I think it was you and Christina and Jeff and I, and Jeff and I were chimney sweeps.
At
like
when we went
Riverside
to Riverside
Dickens.
Dickens.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, because
yeah.
because she's a Disney costumer, I thought she'd like to see the chimney sweeps thing.
Yeah.
And which she liked, she thought was great. And we talked about 1955 Day, and I showed her a picture from that and that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, it was really nice talking to some of these people. And honestly, I could have just sat there all day talking to everybody, except for wanting to do some of the very 70th anniversary specific things. It was really chill, and just like, it wasn't super busy. Everybody had other things. When I first walked in, and I don't know if they were still there when you got there, Jeff, but when I first walked in and I was going down Main Street was lined with cast members who had ribbons on a stick. And they were waving, and they were cheering, and they were saying hello.
Used to do that.
Yeah, it was nice. It was very cool. And I got there, I got in just after rope drop. So I got in at like 8:15.
Yeah.
I was supposed to get there like at 8, and we had some traffic and stuff, and it wasn't a big deal. I'm not like upset about it.
So Eric posted a thing where in the chat, and it says that the Autopia is supposedly printing out. When you go there, it'll print out this thing that's like a traffic ticket.
Oh, interesting. We watched all sorts of...
Did not see that ever happen.
No.
But sure.
And so there was a line. Jeff and I sat there and watched people go up, do the magic band thing, look extremely confused, and get nothing. So I don't know where that came from. It does look very much like any of the other tickets. But either it broke or they ran out or whatever. There was a very long line, and nobody was getting anything out of it because we watched them for a while and decided, well, if they're not, we're just going to go. I'll check it out in a couple of, like a week or so when things have calmed down next time I go, and see if they've done it. It's
supposedly. Well, these people supposedly did the green one, but I remember nobody getting anything, like you said. So
well, there's 3,
and
I think you're supposed to do red, yellow, green, and then I think you get But there isn't a slot on the actual thing. But I did point out a slot next to it where the speaker was, but nothing was coming out of it.
Yeah,
we didn't see anything come out of it, and people were looking extremely confused, and but there was a very long line for it. But I've done it, and I have never seen anything come out of it when I've done it.
Yeah.
I just got sound effects.
It may have been it may have been just today that they started doing it.
Yeah, maybe.
Who knows? And they probably ran out.
It is kind of interesting. So, and I'll have to assume that since there are 6 things you can be cited for, here I'll show you his picture. Over on the video side of things, and I will read it for those of you who are on the radio. So it says, citation number AUT 70 755. It says, driver is being cited for illegal U-turn, tire screeching, slow sightseeing, speeding, distracted driving, or abrupt stopping. And in this case, the abrupt stopping is checked. And then there is a line at the bottom that is supposed to vary depending on who does it. So it'll say like valued guest, or if you have a magic key, it'll say valued magic key holder. And so some of the things will make a distinction between whether you are a magic key holder or you're just like some schlump who bought a ticket to get in. But we didn't see that at all today. So, but somebody obviously got this.
Like I said, I think they ran out fast. So
maybe.
I imagine after today that it'll be easier to get them. So
well, and it also doesn't look like, because I looked all around that, and I think you have too, Jeff. It's a blue stanchion thing with these 3 sensors on it, and it says the 70th like it's a road sign up at the top, like it's a highway sign. There isn't a slot on it, but there is a box next to it.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what they added, just like the box next to it. I did point it out that it had a slot, but we didn't see anything show up.
Yeah.
So, yeah. maybe it was that,
we'll
and maybe
see.
they just ran out, or it broke, or whatever. Because I've never seen anything come out.
It's supposed to be, as Eric says, to the far left of the thingy.
Yeah, I think it's the thing I pointed out that looked like a muddy box.
So
and there's like a little slot
talked
on
about
it.
this
Yeah.
for a long time.
What's that, Colleen?
You've been talking about this for a long time.
Oh, sorry.
Is there anything different about Disney that you went to today?
Well, I mean, everybody was really excited to be there.
No, I mean anything else that we haven't talked about yet.
No, I mean, not really. It was all just sort of business as usual. It was fairly crowded, but the crowds weren't where we were.
Well, that's cool.
Which was nice. And the only time we really ran into that is when you had to have a reservation to do the Walt Disney show. And that was a problem because it covered a certain amount of time. And, of course, because they only have one theater, it goes very slowly. And so, like, you move a whole bunch, and then you stand there for a while the show happens, and then you move a whole bunch, and then you stand there while the show happens.
Yeah.
The lines for It's a Small World were kind of long, and also very distracted by the cavalcade that went through. There's just like a mini parade with Duffy and some of the characters. And so, like, and we were in a hurry because we needed to get through Small World to get to the Walt Disney thing. And so, like, we're like, you can walk, keep walking, stop standing, just keep going. Like, people were completely ignoring the line to watch this parade. I'm like, ugh. It was bad. And then the whole ride was running so slowly that it all backed up at the end. We had, like, serious whiplash getting banged around the boats. So that was weird.
So let's talk about Superman.
Certainly.
We just saw Superman.
Let's do the top of the hour first, since we're kind of there. I'll remind all y'all that you are listening to sci-fi.radio, sci-fi for your Wi-Fi. That's where we broadcast our audio of this show and broadcast cool music and nerd stuff like 24/7. So go to sci-fi.radio, check it out. You can listen to the station directly from there. We've got a whole schedule up there for programming and things, and we're always grateful when you do that. So that's pretty cool. If you're watching us on video, you are seeing us on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch. All of those are pretty good. YouTube, I think, hangs on to our stuff kind of forever. And I notice Facebook gets rid of it after 2 weeks. So you have like about 2 weeks to watch it before they tell me they're deleting it.
Yeah.
They're like, it's going away. Download it now. But anyway, however you manage to watch the show, we're very grateful. I'm Shawn Obi-Shawn Crosby.
This is Jeff Soldano.
I'm Colleen Kaylee Crosby.
And Kit Boba-Kit Sovine does our control document for the show, all of our topics and things, and is posting links over in the chat. So, go Kit.
Cool.
Superman.
Okay, Superman. Non-spoilery reviews.
Yes.
My review is it was charming and wholesome and just what we need right now. And I loved Superman's costume. Was a great combination of the old and the new. And Crypto is a good boy.
Yes. Digital good boy, but a good boy nonetheless.
Well, I mean, he's also a super dog from Krypton. So.
Oh my goodness.
I liked Superman in that I'm glad he's back to being optimistic, like to being the beacon of hope that Superman is supposed to be. He's gotten so dark lately, and you know what? I think it was extremely well cast. David Cornsweet did a great job. I think Rachel Brosnahan did a really great job. You loved the heroes, you hated the villains. Nathan Fillion was great. Oh my gosh.
He was such a tool.
He was so good.
He was great.
Yeah, you really
hilarious.
Absolutely loved to hate him, which was cool. But he came through in the clutch, which was great.
Yeah.
And if you are,
I loved.
Go Jeff.
I loved Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific was great.
He was amazing. Yeah, he was a really good character to include. One of the things I like about this movie is that Superman isn't the only metahuman. There are others.
Yeah.
And that's not what we usually see in a Superman movie. I really dug that. And because of course inevitably there is like the Justice League and the whatever. And I thought that it was really a whole lot of fun.
I have like more that I want to say, but it's spoilery, so I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
But I will say that you guys heard me last week say this movie's not even on my radar. I don't care if we see it or not. Shawn seemed like he really wanted to see it, so I said, "Fine, let's go see it."
Yeah.
And it was well worth my time. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I've go ahead,
I felt that, like you mentioned the costume earlier being a mix of stuff. The thing that I liked about his costume also was the fact that you could see the colors.
Yeah.
Right. It wasn't.
They weren't trying to be gritty with it. And I liked how my favorite part of the costume was how they combined the old and the new. They had like the new sort of Kevlar looking super suit that we've become accustomed to in our superheroes.
Very textured.
With the shorts they weren't like Speedos. They were like the kind of shorts that Superman wore back in the day. That was a direct takeoff of a strongman from a sideshow.
Right.
Like that lifts the giant barbell. That's where Superman's outfit derived from. Yeah,
Muscleman. He originally had short boots, and he looked a lot more like what you would have seen back then at a circus, for sure.
Yeah. Anything else on Superman?
It was his Boy Scoutness too.
Yeah.
Yeah. His Boy Scoutness was just perfect.
Somebody made a really interesting observation. I think it was Wendy Peeney, who is the artist and creator of ElfQuest. Along with her husband. Originally, they were very down on the movie, and her husband had mentioned that he kind of wanted his time back, which was about 4 hours, because he had to drive there, see the movie, drive home. And so he was kind of upset with it. Wendy posted a review that was a little pretentious, and it was from some Boston arts magazine that was just like really kind of snotty. But the biggest problem was that the guy who wrote the article was absolutely positively in love. One of his top 5 movies, the Christopher Reeve Superman movie. And so if you are that in love with a movie, it's really hard to be objective, and he was not particularly objective. But Wendy posted a retraction of sorts where she said, look, I didn't like how the women were handled in the movie. I didn't think they were very strong or had a lot of agency. But a lot of men came out of that movie with the concept that kindness is punk rock, and that you can be a good human and be a tough guy, and and if that's what people are taking away from the movie, if that is becoming a thing that people grab onto as a lesson from the film, then she's there for it. Is that you can be a good person, that you take care of other people, that you are concerned about the people around you. And one of the interesting things about this movie, and I don't think this is a spoiler, is in comparison to the Snyder movies, Superman actively tries to minimize collateral damage. He is concerned about the citizens. He is concerned about property. I mean, obviously he can't save everything, but I liked that. I liked that about the movie, that he had heart and was actively involved in the environment around him, not just oh, well, whatever, we got to break a few eggs to make an omelet kind of a thing.
He seemed genuinely concerned. Yeah,
and I absolutely dug that. And if you're a comic book aficionado, there are so many freaking Easter eggs in here of the stupid variety, and I wish I could tell you about them, but I don't want to spoil them for you because it's so cool when they crop up.
Yeah, and I thought that I would be a little off put from the trailer, when I saw how they did with his parents, how the actor and actress that played the parts.
Yes,
but it just came out perfect. It was really exactly what I thought it should. It would go to, like how they represented it was
yes.
Great.
You mean the Kents, or you mean Jor-El, and which
the Kents?
The Kents. Okay, yeah. It was a bold choice that played off well, because they're not your usual Kents, but it worked.
Exactly.
It really did work.
And Wendell Pierce's Perry White was great.
That was pretty funny. The kid who played Jimmy Olsen was great, and he had, as the kids say, a lot of riz, which is really funny because he was like the ladies' man, and you never picture Jimmy Olsen as the ladies' man. He's always the dorky kid, and it's not that he wasn't a dorky kid here. It's just that was apparently what that universe considers aphrodisiac. And it was really funny. But the kid, Colleen and I knew him from the television series Psych, where he was I think he was the second kid to play a young Sean Spencer. And he did a terrific job. And it's almost a continuation of that same character, Colleen pointed out. And I thought it was really fun.
It was. It was pretty much the continuation of that character.
Yeah, it was pretty great. So, yeah, if you're on the fence, really, go see it. I kind of dragged Colleen to see it. And I'm glad she didn't regret it.
I was open to seeing it. I just didn't... if you had just said, okay, whatever, when I said I wasn't planning to see it, then I wouldn't have done anything. But he seemed so genuinely interested that I went, okay, there must be more here. Because lately, for the past, 5 years or so, every time there's a Superman movie, it's gritty. And I don't like gritty. So Superman has become a non-Colleen show.
Right.
And I'm grateful to be back.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. What else did you guys do? Really quickly, because we're already
Ghostbusters Build Day was really fun. We worked on a bunch of projects with the Orange County Ghostbusters. So that was cool. You went to a carnival, Jeff?
What I did was the Illumination Carnival that was at the Santa Ana Heritage Museum.
Oh, it's the Ghostbusters charity event.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's where they also have Creep It Real, I think it's called. They do that there.
Right.
And I think they do a ghost tour of the house.
Fun.
So it's it was it was pretty fun. Apparently, I guess the 501st had it on their board, and I guess nobody signed on to take it on as a
As an event, POC.
as a POC. Yeah, so they didn't come. But
Huh.
so it was just us and like the what are they the superhero one group.
Oh,
What are they called? Like
uh,
Heroes of Cosplay, maybe.
well, there's the Heroes of Cosplay. There's also the Avengers Initiative. There's a couple of them.
Yeah. In any case, they were there, and then they also had some people that were like pirates or whatever too. So,
Nice.
but we had this big area, and we had like the usual thing. Hey, kids can shoot the little ghost targets, and then they had like we had some science stuff with it.
So our
typical thing
usual
we've been doing,
setup.
The mind, yeah. And then what they came up with, one of the new guys came up with, whatever, was a thing where the kids would have to like draw a ghost based on a description, or whatever, given to them by a Ghostbuster, and then they'll go off and try to find the ghost somewhere on the property. Which was really just like just a 2D poster kind of thing that was kind of
Right.
stuffed up.
So they made a scavenger hunt.
But yeah, and that was pretty cool. And then and came back, so that was fun. Doing all this stuff for the kids, and of course, I brought Turk because for some reason I think they want Turk probably more than they want me there.
Turk is Jeff's puppet, in
But he
case
is-
you don't know who Turk is.
Yeah. Yes. So he's very popular. They're all, is Turk coming? All right. Okay, he's coming. Yes. But it was fun. It was hot, and because I have been we're all in jumpsuits, and it's, gosh, I don't know how hot it got that day, but boy,
Super hot.
boiling in those things.
Yeah, it gets pretty warm. I wanted to go to that event, but I promised I would do a birthday party for somebody that we used to do Star Wars events for back in the day. And so I went out to the San Fernando Valley and did a lightsaber birthday party. We suited up one of their friends in our Darth Vader costume, and the kids beat us up with lightsabers. It was really hot. And it was at a Buco de Beppo, which was even weirder.
That is weird.
Yeah, it was very strange.
That is
I didn't
weird.
realize that.
But just on the plus side, the past two parties they'd done for these kids have been kind of a wash with characters, because they had a very swarthy Elsa come do a party for the daughter, and the son's last birthday was supposed to be Mario from Nintendo, but he should have been Luigi because he was a tall, skinny guy who didn't have much of an Italian accent. So that was bad. So anyway, they were really grateful, so grateful that I came out. They're like,
It's
you
me.
were so good,
Mario.
And just to let you guys know, I don't do a lot of birthday parties. It's like not a thing I do. This was just for a friend, but I'm glad I went, because we apparently, third time's the charm, kind of saved it for these guys, and so I'm glad we were able to do that.
Good.
Yeah. And then Colleen and I went to the Hollywood Bowl with Eric and
with
Liz.
Eric and Liz. They invited us to go
Yay.
with them, and we saw the Bugs Bunny Hollywood Bowl show.
Right.
It wasn't. I don't remember what it was called.
It was called like Bugs Bunny in the Orchestra or something like that, which was really kind of weird. So we were in a box, which is fancy schmancy to be in a box. And so there's us in the box. And
Do you have the picture of all four of us?
I'm looking. Let's see. That was
Oh,
us.
it was called Bugs Bunny at the Symphony.
At the Symphony. That was it.
I just keep remembering when we went a billion years ago, and it was Bugs on Broadway.
Right, Bugs Bunny on Broadway was the original name of the show, and they've changed it over the years. So the whole Hollywood Bowl, of course, is transformed with lights and whatnot, and they played live music to cartoons, which was super neat. But one of the things that got really weird is there is a cartoon that takes place at the Hollywood Bowl.
And they lit it up in the same colors.
Right.
as
So this
the-
is the picture of the Hollywood Bowl on the screen as
Yeah.
we're sitting in the Hollywood Bowl almost at the same angle, which is
That's
really
pretty cool.
really funny. And there were points where, like, it almost lined up perfectly with the cartoon, where it's like,
that's awesome.
it was so meta. It was like really crazy.
Yeah.
And of course they ran through. And when the conductor came out, everybody's like, Leopold, Leopold, Leopold. And
I did not know. So all these years of having seen that cartoon, I didn't know that Leopold was the conductor at the Hollywood Bowl.
Leopold Stokowski.
That I
yeah.
knew who it was. I knew it was Leopold Stokowski.
Yeah.
I just didn't realize that he was
Yeah.
the conductor at the Hollywood Bowl. It all makes sense.
Yes,
Yeah.
totally.
I just didn't realize
Didn't
it.
he conduct on
Fantasia. Yeah,
Wasn't that him too?
it was. So yeah, it was pretty good. This guy was the voice of Porky Pig. He taught us all how to do Porky Pig, which was really funny. Like 17,000 people all doing Porky Pig.
It was really funny.
Which was great. You know, classic cartoons like Michigan J. Frog was like really cool. Although they didn't show the whole
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
The Rabbit of Seville was really great. This is all four of us there at the a little blurry. Sorry.
Yay.
Yeah, shaky selfies. And then when we came back, the conductor brought out the guy who is currently doing Bugs and Elmer Fudd.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
so he came out
I've
with
seen
this
him too. Yeah.
hybrid helmet and did both characters. He like did a duet with himself, which was really
Nice.
pretty great. Very talented guy. And
Yeah.
they brought out like this chaise lounge, which I guess Chuck Jones owns. It was like it's in his family, which is the lounge from the cartoon.
Okay.
They had so much fun with this, and we sang "Happy Birthday" to Bugs because it's Bugs' like 85th
Aw.
birthday, and then Bugs and Daffy came out and were weird characters on the stage. It was just
Okay.
amazing, and some of these I forget some of these cartoons, like Bugs Bunny shoots a guy in the audience. Han Solo style.
Yes.
Yeah, you always forget
Yeah.
how violent cartoons are.
Yeah.
And I kept coming
I
back
remember
to
that,
that
totally.
in especially like the Wile E. Coyote stuff. I'm
Yeah.
like, man, I mean, at least with Wile E. Coyote, it comes back on him. So, you know, like he gets the pain for what he's
Right.
trying
He
to
does
do.
a scheme that doesn't work.
Yeah, and then he's trying to hurt the Roadrunner, but he's the one who ends up getting hurt. So it's kind of like justified.
Yeah. Yeah.
But man, cartoons are sure violent.
Yeah, he gets his comeuppance. They
yeah.
did.
Back then was yeah.
They did Chuck a Muck, High Note, which is always a really
Yeah.
fun thing about musical notes. And then of
I think
course
the,
ended with
the-
what's opera.
The
Doc.
Bugs Bunny shooting him was like a cough, right?
Yeah, the guy was like coughing or something, and the audience wouldn't. Whatever he was
Yeah,
doing, he was
yeah.
making noises.
Yeah.
I mean, I was probably coughing all through the
Yeah.
show, so oh
Right,
my
it
gosh.
was
And I have to shout out to I brought a picnic, and the it had, you know, we had several dishes, but the far outstanding dish that we had was something new that I made that was ricotta with crushed cherries and pistachios on crostini. It was really good.
Yeah, you know, we didn't take pictures of our food, and we probably should have.
I did.
Did you?
I mean, not all of it. I took a picture of the leftovers of the cherry. I didn't post it, so it's only in my phone.
It was anyway. It was a great night. We had not seen this show since 1992. It was Chuck Jones' 80th birthday back then, and it was still called Bugs Bunny on Broadway. And so it turns out the guy who was conducting put the show together with his husband, and like they sort of met just before the show, and then decided to put this thing together. And they've been doing it for 35 years. It's crazy. So
Dang.
very cool.
All right, so I'm going to send you the picture of the Christina shot.
That's pretty darn cool.
Okay.
It. Send.
I have to get to the messenger then.
Send.
And
I put it both in our planning and in your private messages. So we had chicken salad, which took me forever to find this recipe. The recipe that I normally make is one that I just like throw together. And I wanted to use a recipe that my aunt has made before that's really good. Oh my, I had to search like 3 years of photos on my phone to find the photo of this recipe that I took so that I could make it. And then we had chocolate chunk shortbread and Rice Krispie treats too.
Yeah.
So
it was good stuff
Okay.
for sure. And yeah, it was good. It's, of course, you're out in the open in this environment in the bowl. It's like an open air concert venue, and so you want kind of like cool food and cool temperature food.
Eric says he ate way too much.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And this isn't even like, if you go to Smitten Kitchen, which is the place that has this recipe on it, their photo, of course, is gorgeous. Unlike mine, which is like, uneven and
functional, right?
Yeah,
that's pretty funny. Yeah, it was all very tasty, and I think we had leftovers for a little while, and it was really good.
Yeah, it was a fun time. And then I did my usual. I went to my dance practice, and then the last thing that I did was something I did yesterday, which was when Shawn and I went to protests about a month ago. I signed us up for those protests, and so I got a text from the group. No Kings was the name of the group, or 1 Million Rising maybe. Anyway, they had a No Kings training where you could go and learn more about like smart protesting.
Yeah, how to protest.
How to protest and, be effective and hopefully not, get injured or pepper sprayed or something like that.
Right.
And how to involve more people. And more importantly, the thing that I'm really excited about is the how to talk to people that, maybe there are people that that were previously thinking about things one way, and then the recent massive sweeping changes that have been enacted in our country, maybe you're thinking, oh, maybe that wasn't the right way to vote or whatever. And so how to talk to people and not be blamey about it and just go, no, come into the light. Let's do this together and all stand together. And
right.
It's really good. I'm going to go to a couple more of these trainings and hopefully learn a little bit more.
Cool. I tried to go to a training on Irish language, Gaelic, and every time I try to watch it, the hostess is so lovely and so mesmerizing that I keep falling asleep.
And soothing.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. I posted the recipe for the recipe that I made in both of the Facebook and Twitch, and it's called burrata with crushed cherries and pistachios, but I did homemade ricotta instead, which was delicious.
Okay.
And I'm not burrata kind of. I know burrata's super fancy, and people are like, "Ooh, burrata." It kind of squeaks me out, just a little bit.
Burrata is like a Star Wars character.
Well, I don't know if you know what burrata is. It's a ball of kind of like mozzarella that's filled with cream, basically. So when you cut into it, all the liquid seeps out. And it just sort of, when I look at it, it kind of makes me feel squicky.
Yeah.
And
I've had it before too.
I mean, yeah.
I
just like ricotta better than burrata.
It is like
I'm not fancy enough for burrata.
It's like Italian haggis.
Yeah.
You cut it open, it gushes out. You're supposed to put it on bread and eat it.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. All right. Now that the show is almost over, we're done talking about our week.
Right. Star Wars news.
And I do have there is breaking news tonight that I want to get to. So that is non-Star Wars.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So let's get through Star Wars.
I'll try. July 13th, 1937. That's when Jack Purpose was born. He played a Jawa and a Kitik Creed. I guess it was God dang, Kitik Creedrak. What the heck was that? And Ugdok and also Tebow. So boy, he played basically small stature characters.
Right. If I remember, Kitik
Yeah.
Keedrak is the praying mantis character in the Cantina.
Okay.
He's a big bug-like
But, yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
So they needed a little person in there to operate the tall body.
Yeah. And Labyrinth. He was one of the Goblin Corps. He was
Right.
a Dark Crystal was and stuff, and Time Bandits, of course, was Wally.
So
So a lot of other genre stuff, not just Star Wars.
yeah, the interesting thing about Jack Purvis is that he got cast in Star Wars because he was friends with Kenny Baker. And so when they said to Kenny, they used to have a comedy team together, Purvis and Baker. And so when Kenny got cast, he said, "Do you have anything for my friend Jack?" And if you ever talk to Jack's kids, they are like, "Man, Kenny looked out for Jack. He always did. Anything he did, he got Jack apart. They worked together all the time, and they were just like they were a package deal." He was also in The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. He was in a couple of Oingo Boingo videos. He was in some Narnia stuff. He's had like a pretty great career.
Yeah.
And like everybody,
he's shook, but it's all good.
Yeah, he was in Time Bandits with everybody.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but super talented comedian.
Yeah. Birthday number 2 is July 16th, 1946. Richard, oh boy, Laparmentier.
Laparmentier.
He played General Colonel Antonio Matti, Colonel Matti, in A New Hope. And then, of course, a lot of other stuff like Superman 2 and Berlin. And Who Framed Roger Rabbit, he played Lieutenant Santino.
Sadly, Richard passed away.
Of course.
And he was one of my convention friends. Super gentlemanly guy. Absolutely wonderful guy to talk to. But he's the guy, just so you know, that Vader choked in the conference room.
Yeah.
He was Admiral Motti.
Yeah.
So he's the guy who gets choked by Vader with the Force.
Yeah.
And as much of a turkey as he is in that meeting, he was actually a really nice guy.
Yeah. There's someone, he's like, I think in Roger Rabbit, he's like, looked like who the rabbit cacked last night.
Yeah, he was one of the tough cops, which was so funny because he was like so not, he was being your cool, tough 40s guy, American guy, which was really great. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Now we have back to the history. July 16th, 1985. The Star Wars Triple Bill opened in France.
Right, all three Star Wars movies at once.
Yeah. Yes. July 11th, the year 2000, StarWars.com confirmed that Christopher Lee would be coming to Episode 2.
I read Christopher Lee, but I didn't see Christopher Lee. I saw Doc Brown in my head. And boy, did that confuse me.
That would be so great.
Oh, my God. I mean, he eventually did make it into Star Wars and The Mandalorian, but I'm like, what did he play in The Empire or in Attack of the Clones? Oh, my God.
That would be so awesome. I'm gonna try to think of. I'm gonna have to go through the lines that he says in in Attack of the Clones and do it as Doc Brown. July 12th, 2003 is when Mexico City hosted the first ever Star Wars Collectors Convention.
Ooh.
Or LFL Star Wars Collectors Convention.
Right. That's pretty cool.
There you go. That's all we got for Star Wars history.
There is a new updated Star Wars map that lets you travel to the galaxy far, far away. And
Yeah.
when you click on the map, because it is clickable, what the heck?
Yay.
Is it?
Okay,
Because I can't click on it.
this from the Nerdist, it isn't, but the original is. So hang on a minute.
Is it on StarWars.com?
If you go to
I think so.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
go to the actual map, you can.
Oh, here
you
it
can go
is.
to- yeah,
I
Star Wars
found
dot
it.
com, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
Actually
like a
does.
link somewhere.
it's in red in the article, which is cool.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
can zoom way in because we have all of these new planets
Yeah.
that have been added since the last time they made one of these
Yeah.
maps.
I do think that they would
Yep.
have been better served to have highlighted in a different color or some like bold print or something the planets that
Yeah.
we have actually been to
the key planets.
in
Yeah.
the Star Wars media.
Yeah. Instead, what they did is
Yeah.
they simply highlighted them in the color of the ring in which they reside, and that's really a bummer because it would be great
Yeah.
to look at it and go, here's Tatooine, here's Hoth, here's whatever.
Well, I was able to find. I mean, like, it shows where Batu is, which is on the. It's just below the pink ring, all the way on the as you're looking at it, all the way on the left side.
Yeah.
Just below the pink.
And Tatooine is in the same place all the way on the right side.
Oh, I was never able to find Tatooine when I was looking at
Yeah,
it.
it's in the lower right corner just below the
I was able to
pink ring.
find Coruscant.
well, Coruscant should be smack in the middle.
Yeah. And I couldn't find Alderaan for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. It's good at hiding. And I love
rocks.
that Ochto is like right off the map. Luke's
Yeah,
Luke's
in the unknown regions.
island area, which is pretty funny. But
Yeah.
It's a cool map.
yeah, it's
I can't
and
remember what the planet. Yeah.
we have had several of these over the
Yeah.
years.
I don't remember the planet they went to in Ahsoka. Where they go off to that, have these special engines and fly to that planet that's like outside the galaxy or something.
Well, that's because it's
Did they
outside the
have to
galaxy.
take whales to get there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is only the Star
yeah.
Wars galaxy. It is not the alternate extra galaxy
Yeah.
that they go to.
I was expecting that it'll be like, and here's this one way over in that part of the galaxy.
No,
Oh, yeah.
I think it's probably on like a different map.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there is Regal Robot is for $250 selling you some decor for your wall. It's a large Tauntaun skull.
Regal Robot is really funny to me. I actually know Tom Spina, who runs this company. He started out as a fan, and basically he started selling the stuff that he was making as a fan. And so they've made a lot of really terrific replicas and things. And then sometimes they come out of left field with something like this Tauntaun skull.
So it's 16 inches wide,
Yeah.
and in addition to the $250, it's $35 shipping.
Yeah.
As long as you're in the continental United States.
It's pretty pricey. They've done
Good
all sorts
gravy.
of really great things though. I mean, very
It's pretty cool looking.
yeah. It's just a weird skull
Yeah,
to
totally.
have, and other companies, and maybe Regal Robot did too, have had like taxidermied Tauntaun heads for your wall.
If I had a Southwest style home, I think I would use the Mythosaur and the Tauntaun as my decor.
Yeah, it would be
Somewhere,
pretty cool,
somewhere where a skull fits in.
right? Just to see who noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. Anyway, yeah, Regal Robot, a lot of talent over there, and some like average stuff, and then some like weird stuff. Like if you want Donovan, the guy from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, who
You want his skull?
melted. Yeah, if you want his
Ew.
melting head, you can have it.
No.
They
Gross.
make it.
San Diego Comic-Con has announced, or or rather StarWars.com is announcing what Star Wars exclusives you can get at San Diego Comic-Con. So they've got some Star Wars Tamagotchi. They've got bobbleheads. They've got a helmet for Darth Vader. They've got lots of prints.
The Tamagotchi is Darth Vader, which is interesting. We've had R2-D2, I think, as Tamagotchi. And
who would try to keep Darth Vader alive, though?
Right? You would think.
Other than his weird grandson.
He'd start to, like, choke you if he was hungry. Duo Novo is Anovos. It's the company that took over for Anovos, and so they're doing like a Vader helmet.
Yeah.
Metal posters. They have some interesting stuff. There's very little that I look at that I want to buy as a collectible. This ornament is very interesting. There's a Hallmark ornament of a vinyl cape Jawa in the package. This is notable because that particular figure, if you have it like an actual real one, is worth stupid amounts of money because they only made that vinyl cape for a limited amount of time. So that's an interesting ornament to do. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty usual stuff, and some of it's very cute. And I don't know that there's anything I'm gonna bring home. Colleen, cheers.
I do. This house is like, if anybody knows the fable Why the Sea is Salt, where our house is going to sink soon because it has too much stuff in it.
Right.
So the headline reads, "Beloved Star Wars Legends character could become canon soon." And the beloved Star Wars Legends character in question is Mara Jade. And honestly, this is just a rumor that Lucasfilm wants to do something with the character.
It's superhero hype. She's a huge fan favorite character. The art here is awful of her. What happened to her face? And so she was in Heir to the Empire. We got Thrawn from Heir to the Empire. So everybody wants this. And of course, she went on to be Luke Skywalker's wife and all of this kind of thing. And like, Lucas did not like her at all. Lucas thought that Luke shouldn't get married, and there's like a whole bunch of stuff. And, you know, and she was such a fan service character because she was like, oh, it's a hot redhead in skin tight leather. Woo! And, you know, it was a very fan servicey kind of character. But it worked. A lot of people really love Mara Jade, and they're like, I can't believe that we didn't get Mara Jade in the sequel trilogy, and they don't even mention her and whatever. And when we first meet Luke Skywalker, when Rey finds him, he's like kneeling down doing a thing. There's a couple of things that look like gravestones there, and people are like, oh, it's Mara Jade's grave.
Superhero Hype also posted an article that that they talk about Ryan Johnson, who did an interview with Rolling Stone, and they asked him about Star Wars, and his response was, Lucasfilm and I had a great time working together, and they said, let's keep doing it. I said, great. I would kick ideas around with Kathy. And then Knives Out happened, and I've been busy ever since.
Right.
So,
and he says he would still love to go back and play in that universe.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in the magazine, he doesn't actually say that. He says, we had a great time working together. Let's keep it going.
Oh, no, he says this. He says it's the sort of thing, if down the line there's an opportunity to do it or do something else in Star Wars, I would be thrilled.
Oh, okay.
But right now I'm just doing my own stuff and pretty happy.
Great.
So he'd come back if it was the right project. Yeah. And I like Ryan Johnson. I think he did a terrific job. And
I get annoyed at these type of articles that, like, somebody does an interview with a celebrity, and the interviewer says, "What about Star Wars?" And they're like, "Yay, Star Wars is cool."
Right.
And then it becomes like all these articles that say this person wants to come back and do this.
Well,
Did
and
they really say that? They said, "Sure, now that you're asking me, I would come back." But
the other thing is that it's somebody else mining somebody else's interview for
Yeah.
content. It's like, hey, we read a magazine that said this in it. We're going to write an article
on
about
the
it.
other hand, you have to be a subscriber of Rolling Stone to actually see that article.
Right.
So that's the
Exactly.
benefit
That's funny.
of superhero hype. Theme parks. A fight broke out in a pool at Soak City in California. It's a water park.
In Buena Park, yeah. So, I mean, it happens. If people get in fights all the time at theme parks, it seems. Disneyland, Magic Mountain, Knott's Berry Farm. So I don't know why we're surprised. Although the footage has been handed over to the police, and they're going to see what they can do about it. But basically, like a fight started. A guy was trying to get his kids out. The fight continued and began to involve this other father. It just got messy.
Yeah.
As fights do.
Right.
There is a new Spaceland and immersive roller coaster coming to Legoland in San Diego.
I've always liked the Lego space
Yay.
minifigure stuff. I mean, it's always been
to amend that in Florida and California.
right. It's always been pretty fun.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, if Lego is always like adding and removing stuff, like all the time, absolutely all the time. So
Yeah, and you guys have such a good
Yeah.
past history with Legoland.
I
so
would love to find a way for them to invite us
I
back,
know.
man. It just
maybe they have a Ghostbusters section.
something. It would just be amazing because I absolutely
Yeah, that'd be
loved
helpful.
doing stuff with
Yeah.
them. They were so great.
Coming back to Star Wars and Florida, the Galaxy's Edge in Walt Disney World in Florida has had BDX droids wandering around.
Yeah, these are the little guys that we had for quite a while at Galaxy's Edge out here. They're sort of traveling around. They've been making stage appearances and stuff, which is really fun. They're sort of self-balancing droids that are adorable. They're just like super
Here's
cute.
the one that Don made.
Right, that's the regular BD style, and the BDX ones look very similar, and but they're actual functional remote control droids, which are really
I never
great.
saw them here.
Really? Yeah. It's too bad. Yeah, they had pretty. They weren't out all the time, and if you caught them, you were really lucky. I was fortunate enough to see them a
Yeah.
few times. I really did. They're just absolutely adorable.
You're
like
at Disneyland a little more frequently.
like
than I
a
am.
puppy, you want one. You see one, you're like,
Yeah.
I want one.
Yeah.
So.
Let's see what else is happening at theme parks. In Florida, we think there is a single rider dating app.
Right.
Like it's a Disney adults dating app.
That's called Single
It's called
Riders.
Single Riders.
Yeah.
Made for adult Disney fans, which is kind of funny because a friend of
Too
ours
funny.
just posted something about like getting stood up on a blind date at a coffee shop, and because he's such a big Disney fan, I was like, you should see if there isn't some sort of Disney dating app. And then and then like 2 weeks later I see that there is in fact a Disney dating app.
Right, and it's a guy who was just like, bummed at being at the park all by himself. So
Yeah.
so I guess you can make friends that way. It's not released yet. They're working on a beta version right now. But they've already sort of announced it. And so you can either choose a romantic path or a friendship path. And so you can say, I just want friends to hang out with, or I'm looking for somebody who appreciates Disney as much as I do, and
Not
wants to
ever
get all
having used a
lovey-dovey.
dating service because I was fortunate enough to meet Shawn before those were
Right.
big. I like it doesn't even. I don't even see how that would work. Like I know that it does,
Right.
but it seems to me like the better option would be to join the Just Friends app to meet friends, hang out with those people, and then, hopefully something would come of that, maybe.
Yeah.
But again, I am
That's true.
sadly behind the times. Oh dear. We have just had a report in the Rest in Peace section that just showed up. Shawn, will you take that?
Yeah.
We
I found
lost
it earlier.
singer and composer and actress Connie Francis. If you remember her from movies in the 1950s and into the 1960s, Where the Boys Are was like one of her big things. Who's Sorry Now was a song that that she's well known for, and she apparently died yesterday in a hospital in Florida, where she's been living like forever.
The internet says July 17th. That's just Google, though.
Yeah, the AP
I believe AP
obituary I'm looking at says that. Yeah, that it was yesterday. So anyway, she'd been like basically huge since she was 17. She started recording and showed up on a bunch of TV shows and started doing movies, and she was just absolutely a household name. And Dick Clark is largely responsible for her success in 1958 by grabbing Who's Sorry Now and starting to play it. And she did Stupid Cupid, Lipstick on Your Collar, all sorts of stuff. And she had a relationship with Bobby Darin, which was shut down by her dad because he didn't want her to go out with Bobby Darin, so her dad showed up with a gun, which sort of ended the relationship. Anyway, she was crushed, and she said this in 1984. She wrote a book called Who's Sorry Now. She says, "My personal life is a regret from A to Z." And most of it was her father's fault. So real bummer. But anyway, super talented lady.
Yeah.
Really sad to hear that she's passed away. And you know her if you don't. You've heard her songs like all your life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she was on the Muppet Show and Dance with Bert.
Hey, with Bert?
Yeah, like Bert, like was one of the few times that Bert showed up.
Wow, that's cool.
From Sesame Street.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Speed round, Jeff. What do you want to talk about?
Okie dokie. Speed round. Excuse me. God, it was oh, I'm sorry, I lost it. Okay, there we go. It was a matter of this thing, which I found kind of interesting, and it's only spoilery in a sense.
What is it about?
It isn't actually spoilery because the movie hasn't come out forever. The movie's not coming out for years. But Doomsday, so they're making one of the Doomsday movies where it's got the whole hoopla about Robert Downey Jr. coming back and
so MCU Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I'm trying to piece this together.
And he's playing Dr. Doom in it, of course. But they said there's like adding a beloved character for the cast, and they're saying that it's a rumor now. This is just a rumor that Samuel L. Jackson was going to show up as Nick Fury. And I'm like, it's probably a good possibility that he's going to come back. So I don't know if that's really a big deal.
It's superhero hype again.
Like, really?
They just specialize in going, hey, this is a logical thing. Let's write an article about it.
Yeah, but the one I'm just going to combine these two, the same damn story, is that the new Avengers leader for that movie is going to be Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four, Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, well, that'll be interesting.
And that one is true. Yeah, because it's the Russos said yeah.
Okay.
So that one's not actually a rumor. The director, Matt Schickman said that the studio plans to make him that, not the Russos, but Matt Schickman, who's doing the first steps, said that was the plan.
Okay.
Cool.
So Reed Richards will lead the new Avengers movie, Avengers in that one.
Okay.
There they go. Oh boy, two things in a row.
All right. In breaking news, this happened right about the time that we started the show tonight. The internet started reporting that the Stephen Colbert's Late Show has been canceled by CBS, and there's a lot of discussion about whether it is financial, which is what CBS is claiming, or whether it's political.
Yeah.
Because there's been a lot of, like talk about Donald Trump, things like that.
Right. The administration has been basically pushing back against it because, Stephen Colbert doesn't just, sit on stuff. He'll call stuff out and do things like that. It's been going for 10 years, this show. And it's the only talk show that's actually been making gains in viewers and whatnot. It's like it's doing well, and they're canceling it, which is really suspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They say it's purely a financial decision against a challenging backdrop in late night. It is not related in any way to the show's performance, content, or other matters happening at Paramount. But, every broadcast network is getting pushback from the current administration. So it's and so Donald Trump took Paramount to court. And there was an interview that he brought suit against that said that Kamala Harris got a better interview than he did on 60 Minutes or something, and they settled out of court.
It's weird that they would be canceling the Colbert Show over Donald Trump suing.
Right. Well, there's
60 Minutes.
There's part of it too that there's an $8.4 billion merger that's happening.
Yeah.
Between CBS and they want approval from the federal government to let it go through, and so they're kind of sucking up to the government right now, and that might be part of it too. Hey, this guy is pushing back against the president and doing things he doesn't like. Well, if we get rid of him, can you let our giant money-making project go through?
Right.
So I don't know. It's really dumb. And it's not that they're just getting rid of Colbert. They're killing the entire show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are, in fact, killing the entire
the
show.
Late Show goes back to David Letterman.
30 years.
Yeah. Which was nuts. So it's stupid. And anyway, Stephen Colbert, of course, is not thrilled.
And the articles that I've read are very promising for, Stephen Colbert. He's so talented that he's probably going to bounce right back into something else fairly soon.
Someone will snap him up, I'm sure, and hopefully it will be on a station that we can see.
Yeah.
Because he is speaking out. He's calling things as they are. But they fired him 3 days after he talked about this this settlement that they made for Trump and how stupid the 60 Minutes thing was.
Right.
So he now that said though, he's got a little less than a year to go. They're not canceling him right now. They're letting him go through May of next year. So it's not like an axe fell. It's a long, slow, tortuous thing.
Right.
Anyway, the audience was upset. Colbert was upset. We'll see what happens. And it'll be interesting to see, now that he knows he's losing his job, why pull punches?
Yeah.
It'll be very interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah. Shawn, what do you want to talk about?
I thought this was kind of an interesting thing. Apparently, Emma Watson lost her driving license because she was speeding in the UK. She has to take a 6-month break from driving. Emma Watson, by the way, is 35.
No! Oh, no! No!
She was in her fancy blue Audi, and was clocked at 38 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone in Oxford.
That seems excessive. Not her speed, but the fine.
Right. She was fined $1,400, and she has to take 6 months off of driving.
I mean, who hasn't gone 8 miles over the speed limit before? My God. Is
Right.
there anybody here who drives regularly
Dude,
That-
I did it today.
that hasn't gone 8 miles over the speed limit? That is extremely wild.
Well, and there was another actress who was the Quidditch referee, Madam Hooch, in the movie. She was caught driving 46 miles per hour in a 40-mile-per-hour zone. They apparently have like a zero tolerance thing because this is nuts.
Oh,
Jeez
apparently both of those actresses already had 9 penalty points on their licenses.
Wow.
So it's not...
Damn.
She didn't just get the ticket for the one offense. It was...
Okay, that's not in the article I'm reading that I saw. So interesting.
Oh, did you click on the one that's in the document?
Yeah, the Eyewitness News, Channel 7.
It is with the information about the date that Connie Francis died, because it's right here in the article.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Yeah,
wow,
it's
okay.
on Wednesday, District Judge Arvind Sharma endorsed 3 further points on their licenses. Oh, no. Sorry. According to the news agency, both actresses had 9 penalty points on their licenses.
All right. It's interesting. That's tough, man. That's really hard. I got in trouble for a ticket where I was accused of speeding, where I had proof that I wasn't, down here by the airport, and the guy wrote me up for 71 when I was doing like 51 in a 50-mile-an-hour zone, and it got really messy, and I ended up paying like $500, and I stopped doing police charity until I worked off that $500. Which was really bad.
We have time for one more, Jeff.
Okay. Then here we go. Good news. We love. I mean, I know you guys. I love Taika Waititi. And they've already made 2 Judge Dredd movies. I did actually like the one with Carl Urban, although it was a much more serious take than the Stallone one.
It was more accurate to the comic book.
So what they're doing is Taika Waititi and Drew Pearce are working on their own iteration of Judge Dredd.
Weird.
And they want to make it much more even closer to the comic, where it is dark humor and stuff. And they said more dark humor world building but also fun sci-fi. So that's where they're aiming at. So it's not as gritty as the last one, and not just awful as the first one, I guess. So we'll see where that is. It's just in the they're just in the writing it phase or planning it phase right now.
Right. Well, cool. I like Taika Waititi, so it seems like a weird project for him to take on, but we'll
they used to read the comics when they're because where they're from, they used to read the comics a lot.
Yeah.
When they,
I worked on the Judge Dredd movie toys back in the day for the Stallone one, and they canceled almost all of them, which is a real drag. Bummer.
All right, you want to wrap us up,
There you
Sean?
go.
I surely will. Hey, thanks for tuning in tonight. I know it was kind of a weird show because we had all that Disney stuff to talk about for the 70th anniversary of Disneyland, but it was a big deal. So glad you guys hung out and stuck with us. Big thanks to Kit for doing all of our show document and putting our links up there. Gratefully appreciated. And of course, if you have been listening to us on sci-fi.radio, you can continue to listen to that station 24/7 and get cool nerd video game music, anime music, movie music, things like that, Weird Al Yankovic and whatnot. We have an entire schedule talking about all of the shows that are going on, including the one I do from 9 to 11 Pacific time every morning on sci-fi.radio, which is called Good Morning Tatooine. I do music history. Jeff gives me the birthday list, all that kind of stuff. We have a good time. So you can tune in for that. I'll be there tomorrow to wrap out the week. So that'll be great. If you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch, thanks for doing that. If there's a way to like or subscribe or do whatever, please do. Let us know that you were there. We're always grateful to see you guys show up for that. And that's how we know if you're not over in the chat chatting away. I always like it when you guys are all give us an indication that you were there and we're not just talking to ourselves.
I'm Colleen Kaylee Crosby.
This is Jeff Donoho.
I am Shawn Obi-Shawn Crosby. As always,
May the Force be with you.
Be with you.
Our theme's by Cosmo Moose, by the way. If you like our theme, you can check him out on bandcamp.com. And to the video people, we will see you all next week.